Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Old School versus New School. What's going on, Alex?
TheeEnicole, what you doing? You all right?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic. Had a great Father's Day weekend. It was beautiful. Today is Juneteenth. So
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful day. Can't
Hey,
complain.
hey, Low Keys. Hey, sister. Hey, Amari. Yes. Happy Father's Day to you and all the fathers.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know what was great about this Father's Day, Nicole?
What?
Not once this Father's Day, and I can't remember Father's Day in recent memory,
Hmm.
where I did not hear women going, I'm the mother and the father. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Father's Day to me too. Yeah. I,
It's
I did
funny
not
that
hear it.
it's so funny that you say that because today I want to talk about a few things.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm not on a soapbox. What I want to call this. I'm gonna call this a fabric softener box because I want to give the accolades where they're supposed to be. So like this is no disrespect or no dig to anybody who has lost a father, who has a father who have done something, like a deal breaker to where you shouldn't have a relationship with the father. Um, but this is more so for the people who have good fathers and people who don't talk to their fathers for something petty. We really have to start valuing our fathers. Like, um, it's just a happy Father's Day, and then it's back to regular scheduled programming. And I've been seeing quite a few stories about bad fathers, and it's something that should be appreciated. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like fathers, I don't really feel like they get the appreciation that they deserve because I personally received a lot of happy Father's Days yesterday. I don't respond to those because I just don't agree with that because I'm not the father. I
Right.
am the mother. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I don't really get down with that sending happy Father's Day to mothers because I never heard of single fathers getting a happy Mother's Day.
We don't we don't do that. We're not petty like that. You know, and I'm gonna and I'm gonna tell you there are a lot of single fathers out here for a number of reasons. I'm a single father, okay, raising a teenage girl at this point. She just became a teenager this month, as a matter of fact. So I'm one of them guys who been raising children a long time, very responsible to my children, to my grandchildren, to my family, so but we don't get the accolades. I mean, and I don't have a problem with the way we roll the red carpet out on Mother's Day, because I'm one of them guys. I roll the red carpet out for mothers. I was raised by women, got a lot of respect for women. My mom is gone, grandmom is gone, aunts are gone, all those women who took care of me and raised me. I got a lot of respect for that. But at the
Mhm.
same time, the kind of man I came up to become took responsibility for his children, grandchildren, built families, and was responsible for those families along with the mothers as a team. Um, we don't get those kind of accolades. We get reused ties, socks, whatever. So, you know, fathers don't really get the appreciation. And like you said, there's no man on Mother's Day that would get up there and say, I'm the mother and the father, so happy Mother's Day to me because I'm a single father. Men don't do that. Women do
Right.
that all the time, and it's kind of exhausting.
Yeah. And what made me want to like spotlight the dads today is not just because it's Father's Day, but you know me, you know us, we have to scroll and look around and find content that we like to speak about and things like that. So I want to play a little piece of an audio. And this audio is from Russell Simmons' daughter. I don't know if you heard that he's kind of like being exposed right now.
Yeah.
Prayers out to him or if he has anything mental going on. But I just want to let y'all hear this little piece of something his daughter Aoki has been saying. I'm gonna just let it play for a second and then we'll get back to discussing.
and we all say, please stop, I don't want drama, I love my family, I'm sure we'll all work it out, it's gonna be okay, and I don't post anything because I want to have a peaceful family. But this is abusive at this point. And I really feel like my career is over, and it's fine. It's just... and he threatened me with that too, so... maybe my career is over. You know what? I used to work in a refugee camp. I'll do that again. I'll be a doctor. I don't give a fuck. And I can never get a job in entertainment again. But you cannot just abuse your kids behind closed doors and not take accountability. Maybe I'll regret this when I'm older and I wanted to be a model and now I can't be. I don't know, but you don't get to do this.
So that's just a little piece of what they going through right now, and it just broke my heart because, you know, when you in a situation and you, for lack of better words, take your father for granted, you don't really realize how blessed you are to have a father, because it's people all over the world going through stuff like that. Like, no amount of money can guarantee you a good father. So when you have a good father, you should appreciate that.
Right. Right. And, you know, Russell Simmons has been put on blast throughout the years for any number of reasons, whether it's his business practices or maybe some of his ethics or whatever. This is irrespective of that. You know,
right.
This is his child who don't feel a connection with him. She feels isolated or abused by whatever it is he's saying or doing or not doing. And the way she sounds, it's been building for years and never been addressed.
Correct. Because they had to keep a certain image, you know what I mean?
Right. And now she's like, I'm grown. It's at a breaking point. And she has nowhere to turn. And a lot of people, when they have nowhere to turn, they go to social media and do those kind of, because social media becomes their therapist. You know, me personally, I don't understand why people do it, but any way you can heal is fine.
Well, okay? I feel like in this situation, it's not that. I feel like in this situation, she had to come out publicly because he is online posing like everything is okay when he's threatening them. You know what I mean? So I think it was kind of like okay, enough is enough. Not like a therapy type of thing.
This is Kimura's daughter, right? With him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I heard her say, oh, I want to become a model. My career is ruined and so forth. And, you know, first, I don't recommend entertainment for a whole lot of people.
She just graduated college, though. She also said she could be a doctor and other things, too.
That's why I was going. I heard her say she could be a doctor. I prefer if she would go do that, you know, have some other meaningful occupation, some other calling other than entertainment. You know, there's a lot of people that's going to need doctors or therapists or what have you. You know, physical therapists. You know, physical medicine, whatever it may be. But find something else to do outside of entertainment. You have the means. Your mother and father have the means. You just graduated college. Okay, so I'm just like, forget the entertainment because it'll cause more damage on her than already damaged, because the entertainment business is not for the faint of heart by no stretch. You know, and when your father's Russell Simmons, you already got a light shining on you. Already. Oh, that's Russell Simmons' daughter. That's Russell Simmons' daughter. Wherever she go, that's Russell Simmons' daughter. You know, she's not even going to have a name, her own name for a long time. That's Russell Simmons' daughter. So, but the fact that they have a relationship or lack thereof, and it's hurting her to this degree, I think that has to be resolved or should be resolved, because we don't want, God forbid, and my heart goes out to Bobby Brown, but we don't want another Bobby Christina situation on our hands. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's my whole purpose for talking about it, because, you know, you hear so many people at funerals and family get-togethers and stuff like that. Like, why does it take a funeral for us to all to get together? Like, but you literally be having your family right there, but you don't talk to them because they stepped on your shoe in 1992. Like, we got to get past this, because we see how grimy the world is, period. Like, so that's even before you get into your different careers and stuff like that. because we just spoke about how the entertainment business is a grimy business, but life is grimy, period. So we can't choose our family, but we can choose our family. But you can also choose your battles too. Like families be at odds for the most pettiest of things.
That's true. And let me say this about fathers, because we're expected. Men are expected to protect, to provide, to go out and grind, to bring home the bacon, so forth. We're expected to do that. Not to say that women don't do it, but they're not expected to do it. See, women have a choice. Either they have to go out there and grind and make it happen because the man in their life with their child or whatever has let them down, or if they have a responsible man in their life who's taking care of his business, they can stay home and be a homemaker. Men don't have that choice and be respected. Women will be respected. Either choice they make, they'll be respected.
I don't know, Alex.
Listen,
I think I got to call cap on that.
Hold on. Because people will always say, TheeEnicole, she out there grinding, she running her business, she a single mother, she doing her thing. Or if she's home being a homemaker and her man taking care of business, she home making sure that home is secure, she taking care of that child, she making sure her man taking care of, that's a good woman right there. Now, if it's a man and he's out grinding and busting his ass and taking care of business, that's a good man, that's a strong man, he's doing what a man's supposed to do, blah, blah. But if he has a setback and he's home and she's out taking care of business, oh, he's a bum laying up on his woman. He's a bum. He no good. What she need with him? She can do bad by herself. You know that's how it goes, TheeEnicole. There's no middle ground for men. Either we provide and protect or we're bums.
I guess I can agree with you because you swerved a little bit into another lane. But I feel like as a single mom, I'm expected to protect. There's still that, like, my daughter expects me to provide and to protect her. But I see where you're coming from, though.
Right. If you had a man in your life, TheeEnicole, whether it was your daughter's father or whoever, right? If he was well-to-do, he really loved you, he accepted your child and was taking care of business, and you ain't have to worry about all this grinding you be doing, you probably would accept that life. Because you could do a lot of things. You could do a lot of things at your leisure. You can go to the studio, record your songs. You won't feel so much pressure because you don't have to worry about the roof over your head or the car you driving or the lights going off because he's doing it. And he loves you and the child, and he's taking care of his business. It's a different kind of grind when you come from that perspective.
I don't agree with that either because not me personally, me.
Okay.
Like, I'm still going to be me, like, regardless, in and out of a relationship, because that's who I am. But I get what you're saying for some women, because that's very true. Like, some women, they look for that. Like, I want to sit at home. He needs to be paying everything. But me, I want my own money. I want to do my own thing when I want to do it. So I'm a little, I'm a little different. I'm a different type of egg. I'm a different type of egg.
You definitely different. That's a fact.
But back to the topic at hand, like, it really hurts my heart though. Being that I have my dad, you know what I'm saying? My mom and dad was married before I got here. They still very so much in love. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Shake. I feel like fathers just really do not get the appreciation that they deserve. Like I hate we've talked about this before. I hate the comparison of the black man's plight, the black woman's plight. Like, we're all people of color and we have it hard. So why wouldn't we want to support and uplift each other? You know what I mean? Like, why is it so hard?
Yeah. But you have to understand, TheeEnicole, this has been 450 plus years or whatever the number is at this point of damage to us, causing division, causing strife, pitting us against one another strategically. All this kind of stuff has been going on for centuries. So it's going to take more than 30 or 40 years to fix it. It's just going to take more than that. And I think we've taken some positive strides in the right direction, but we still have an enemy who is creating and strategizing division within our communities. And it's never going to stop. The only thing that's going to stop that is for us to realize it's being done, okay, and counter that and take care of our own business and our own families and our own communities and all that kind of stuff. Because otherwise, we're going to keep falling for the okie doke. Oh, they promised us this. They're going to do right this time. They're going to take care. They've never taken care of business when it came to us. They've never been honest with us. They've never cared for us. They've never kept their promises. Where's the 40 acres and a mule?
I just don't want to go down that street today.
I know you don't. And I don't want to go down that street either. But we kind of curved that way a little bit. So I just went there for a moment. But I ain't gonna say that.
The reason is because I feel like that's of course it's an issue, but it's like, come on, man. It took a mother and a father to make you. So forget the government for a minute. Speak to your damn daddy. Speak to your father. Like, I understand that some fathers have done things that, you know, they can't come back from. I understand that. However, it's a lot of people who don't speak to their fathers for stupid reasons.
Yeah. And fathers have to be real. Fathers who know they weren't there, if they are to repair the relationship with their children, they have to be honest with themselves. You know,
yeah.
I didn't grow up with my dad, right? My mother was a single mother. It was 3 of us, 3 boys at the time. She later on had 3 more siblings from a different guy who was a bum. Okay, so my mother's choices were not the greatest. Okay, but my dad, we did not grow up with him. We saw him very sporadically throughout my childhood. As I became an adult, me and my dad got very, very close, and my brothers and my dad got very, very close because he never would say, "No matter what, I'm still your daddy." He wouldn't pull rank. He would say, if it wasn't for your mother doing such a great job, y'all wouldn't have me in your life like y'all do today. I'm so thankful to your mother. He would say stuff like that. So because he would say that, we were welcoming to him to allow him into our life. And we built a great relationship with my dad for a long, long time. And he's gone now, but I'm thankful for the relationship that I had with him because he was a realist. He faced reality. He didn't try to come in there and go, no matter what, I'm still your father, and you're going to respect me no matter what. He didn't do that.
Yeah, it seemed like he had his ego in check.
Right, exactly. Because I know a lot of situations where men have had children with a woman, 2 or 3 children, they trying to build a family, and he'll just get up one day, leave, and go be with another woman who has maybe 5 children that's not his, forget about his biological children and raise those 5 children.
Thanks to Food Channel.
Okay, raise those 5 children and then call the other 3 his 3 biological children when they're grown and go, I want to build a relationship. It's like, what?
Or don't let them make it to be somebody big.
Right. You got stories like Shaquille O'Neal's biological father. You know, the man that raised him and took care of him, that wasn't his biological father, but that's his dad. That's his father, the one who raised and took care of him, that military man who took Shaquille O'Neal and made him what he is today. Okay? Not the sperm donor. Okay?
Speaking of this situation, I really want your opinion. So I told you I got some doozies for you today.
Okay.
So I was perusing and scrolling, and I saw a case of just this, what we're talking about right now. A stepfather was upset. Well, I mean, his wife and his stepdaughter was upset because he refused to pay for her wedding because she wanted her biological father to walk her down the aisle. Now, the biological father was never around. He was never there. The stepdad put her through college, bought her first car straight out of high school. Like, he was there as a father figure for her. The biological father was not there at all. But when it came time for her to get married, she wanted her biological father to walk her down the aisle. So the stepfather refused to pay for the wedding. Who do you feel like is in the wrong in that situation?
Yeah, I know this story very well. I've watched the father, the stepfather, vent online about this exact situation, so I know exactly
Mm-hmm.
what you're talking about. And I got two things to say. First,
Mm-hmm.
the short answer is that's the mother's fault. It's the mother's fault. She letting this go down like this. Okay, that's number one, because she should have her daughter in check about who the real man is in her daughter's life. Okay, that's number one. But number two, when you're a stepdad and you come into a child's life very young, although they're cognitive enough to understand you're not their biological father, but you're the man in their life. Okay. At
Yeah, they
some
know who
point,
doing what for them.
right. So at some point, you know, when children get into them teenage years, the mid-teens, when they become more and more manipulative and want things their way, at some point they're gonna pull a "you're not my real father" card. Okay. Now you almost have to expect that from inception when you're a stepdad. It may not happen, but 8 times, 7 times out of 10, a stepchild will pull that card when they want something that they know you don't want for them. When they're trying to manipulate a situation, when they're trying to connive and cheat or whatever the case is, they'll pull
Hey,
that
Sherry.
"you're not my dad" card. They'll pull that card. So I understand his feelings being hurt, but what he was most hurt about, TheeEnicole, is that
Mm-hmm.
he's spending all of his money for this wedding, for this child, for his woman, so they could all walk down the aisle as a family. And here come a dude who's the sperm donor, as I said before, hasn't spent a dime on the food, the catering, the hall, the limousines, nothing, but he's going to walk her down the aisle. He has not earned that.
Yeah.
He hasn't earned it. The man who been there has earned that. And that's where I say the mother has dropped the ball, because she got to put her daughter in check and go, "Listen, I understand you want to build a relationship with your real father or whatever, but you got to do that after this wedding, because this wedding is going to honor the man that raised you." The mother got to step in and do that.
What
Unless
is
she's still
FTK, sister? What is FTK?
what that
Go
is.
ahead, Alex.
Unless she's still behind his back cheating with the biological father, or she got some other agenda in mind. But common sense to me would say that man, that stepdad, needs to walk down the aisle. And I saw a very interesting T-shirt yesterday. Somebody was wearing on Father's Day, and the T-shirt said, "I'm not the stepdad. I'm the man that stepped up."
I
I
like
love
that.
that T-shirt.
But it's kind of hard. Sherry says that that the stepfather was right as well. So I just have a question, playing devil's advocate, because my child is still very, very young. And while I'm a single mom, I will never talk bad about her dad or anything like that. However, she knows what's what. But regardless, if he popped up today, it would be like she's seen him every day. So it's like a sticky situation.
Yeah, it's sticky, but common
Hey, Lily,
sense,
welcome.
respect, fair play. You know,
I'm sorry. I found out what FTK was.
oh yeah, I see it. And hey, to some degree, I agree with that.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I'm extending the invitation through my sister to the next bald head whole parent meeting. That is only for parents who actually parent their children. Okay. Shout out to my sister. Go ahead, Alex.
But listen, common sense, love, respect, fairness has to take precedence in a situation like the one we're talking about. That
Right.
young girl, who's a young lady now, she's getting married, okay? She knows who was there for her. She's no dummy, but she has
Right.
this desire, whether it's fair or not, to the man who took care of her, to have a relationship with her biological father. And that's fine, but don't destroy the relationship of the man who rolled your life into adulthood, who was your ride and die into adulthood. That's the man you owe anything to, if you owe anything at all, not the sperm donor.
Right. It should be some type of compromise, like as the stepdaddy walk you down the aisle, you can dance with both of them. You know, the father-daughter dance at the wedding or whatever. Like it could have definitely been some compromises there. But from what I heard while he was talking about the story, it seemed like somebody was a little vindictive or something.
Yeah, they're not conversing with him. That's what he's so hurt about. He's finding these things out on the fly. That he
wants. That's a little vindictive, don't you think?
That's why I'm saying, is the mother still cheating with the biological father?
Oh, you say the mama dipping and dabbing.
Because something's wrong.
Oh, wow.
Why wouldn't you communicate with this man who been in your child's life since she been an infant?
Right.
Why wouldn't you communicate with this man about his money that he's spending at the wedding? And going to bring a virtual stranger in to celebrate the moment that he earned. See, this is what he's so hurt about.
Hey, Big O.
And I don't blame him.
Because let's just be real. That's a challenge to be a stepfather and an adequate stepfather, like to really care about kids that didn't come from you and to treat them and protect them and provide for them as your own. That's not easy, especially when you say, you go through the whole "you're not my dad" type of thing.
Right. Let me tell you something. My stepson is 31 years old. I was married to his mother for a long time. Right. He's in the Army now. He's stationed in Korea with his family. He's married. He has children. He texted me yesterday because we keep in touch regularly. Okay. He texted me yesterday. He said, Pops, he still call me Pops. Pops, I want to thank you for being there in my life and making me the man I am today. I really appreciate you for that. Okay. And that's powerful. That's powerful because I'm not his biological father. And his biological father was in his life. Okay. So, but I knew I had to make a certain impact, but not pressure him to be like, well, I'm here in the house with you, so I'm the real dad. You got to know how to do these things. There's ways to do these things.
Right.
Okay? And the fact that at 31, he still feels that way about me is a testament to the impact I had on his life, to what I've done for him, to what I've meant to him, along with my biological children. So I just think this situation you're talking about, there's some deviant behavior behind the scenes that's not being talked about.
Going on. And I agree with Miss Sherry. She says that he feels played. Like he invested. Because a relationship, a positive relationship is an investment. Like whether you want to look at it like that or not, a relationship is an investment. You're giving your time, you're giving your efforts, you're giving your feelings, you're giving your money. It's an investment. So when things happen like that, that's like a major withdrawal. That anybody would feel some type of way with that.
Listen, TheeEnicole, you asked me, okay, now how would you asked me the question, I'm going to ask you the question. As the woman in that situation, put yourself in that mother's place. How would you have handled that situation with these two men and that grown daughter? That part.
I would want my child to be happy, but I'm also, for me, communication is number one. So for me in my situation, it wouldn't be no behind the back decisions being made without my man knowing what's going on because they're married. So wouldn't be no discussions going on that me and my husband don't know about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the vindictive part is that there's these secret, with my quotation fingers up, secret conversations and I don't want to say arrangements or whatever, but that is an arrangement. You know, when you're planning out your wedding and you're planning out what's going on, you know, the rehearsals and stuff like that. Like that is arranging of the program. Like, and you're not telling your stepdad, like, I'm with you, something else is up, because it makes no sense. This is the father that's been here in your life. The biological father has not even been there. But like I said, I still understand wanting to be a part of your biological father's life. You know what I'm saying? It's just a very sticky situation.
Yeah, it almost seems like they're plotting against him for some reason. And I know we don't have a lot of information. We got the stepdad venting online. We haven't heard from the mother and the daughter or whatever.
Right. It is three sides to the story. Yours,
right.
Mine, and the truth.
That's it.
Mine's really gonna be the truth, but you know.
So we're just getting his we're just getting his side. But listen, loyalty is not a big word, but it's a big word. Okay. And that's the least that you should be able to expect is some loyalty from
these people. Don't even know what loyalty is, though, Alex. Like, let's be real.
That's why I'm saying
new people do not know what, and I hate to call them new people, but because I am the new school, you know what I'm saying? He's the old school, but you know. These new people, they don't really exercise loyalty at all. They don't know what that is.
I don't understand why. Maybe it's the food, the water, social media. It could be a lot of components taking place. You know, they psychologists say, neurosurgeons, psychologists, they always say that the brain is not fully formed until you're 25 years old. That means up to 25, your brain is still growing and developing. Okay. So all the information that you're taking in when you're very impressionable and getting sidetracked and, all this information that's going into your brain is going to kind of make you what you are after age 25 or up to age 25 and thereafter. So it's like, what are you taking in? What are you seeing? What are you being influenced by? Because whatever you feed your brain the most is what you become.
And we know what the majority of the things that they're intaking is: reality TV, social media, which is a whole bunch of backstabbers, backbiters,
deceivers.
Yeah, this is all the bad stuff.
Lack of loyalty, violence, all this stuff.
Yeah, like we have to start. You got to put your family first, man. Like, regardless of anything, if you don't have nobody, you got your family, whether you like them or not. That's your blood.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get out of here, I want to lighten it up a little bit because I want to tell you something else I heard, and I want to know your opinion. This really more so for the men, but I heard from a man, he about your age, Alex.
Okay.
He said that he has a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old, right? And he said when the 17-year-old turns 18, his baby mama is no longer his baby mama. So I said, so wait a minute. So when your kids turn 18, your baby mama card just expired? He said, yes. I want to know how you feel like. Because I said, they steal the kid's mom. He said, no, So I guess when your kids turn 18, the baby mama card expires. You're no longer admitted to the family function. You can't come to the picnics. You like what? I could not believe that. Like, well, how do you feel about this? And he said you get to 21 if the child is in college. And I want to know what the men think. Like, I'm like, damn. So when the kids turn 18, you could just start over. Like, you just reset at Virgin Mary of like what?
You know what? That's funny. I'm gonna answer that with a short story. You know, when my kids were a lot younger, they were like 6 and 8, whatever. And my first wife, we had gone our separate ways, and she was going up to family court and stuff like that to get me to pay child support and whatever. Just vindictive, but I won't go into that too deep. But I'm in family court one day. I'm waiting, to be called to address this claim or whatever that she was making. Mm-hmm. And it was another man sitting in there, and he was happy as a pig in shit. And I'm like, I'm like, who's happy in child support? What man is happy in family court when they're about to go in there and rape him for his money? Okay. So I said, let me go over here and talk to this dude. I said, hey, what's up? How you doing? Blah, blah. I said, what are you so happy about? Anybody else in here happy as you? He said, because this is the last day I pay anything. He said, he said, my son be 18 years old. He's 18. This is the last payment she getting ever in life. Okay. So I think what it sounds like to me, the story that you just spoke about, he's happy them payments are ending. And
I see in the comments that they cool with the expiration date.
Right. Listen, I've been cordial all these years. I've been paying my money. I had to see you at this event. We had to swap. I go to the recital this time, you go next time, or we got to go there together and fake it as a family. And I've been putting up with this for 18 years. I'm not doing it no more. They grown. You can go to hell. That's his attitude at this point.
Oh, wow.
He's tired of faking it. It's taking its toll on him.
Hey, Blueprint. We talking about baby mama cards expiring. Well, we talked about a lot of stuff, but we ended on this. And I thought that I was going to have like an uproar, but it seemed like you guys are on board with the baby mama card expiring.
Listen, he took care of his responsibility. By law, they're 18. He don't have to do it anymore. Bye-bye. That's it.
But we
Not
need
to
a
the
name
children.
for it, because I told him that these women that got to reset their baby mama ship, they don't get to be called cougars. They got to be called something else.
And listen, this is a thing where a lot of women, some men do it, but they're in another category. But this is mostly women that do this. When the children are young, women will use those children as weapons against that man. See, a woman know when she got a good man who wants to be a good father and the relationship just didn't work out. He know when he wants to see his children, to be part of his children's life, and she will use them children as a pawn every chance she get. Okay? If she don't have her head right. And the court system know that, but they don't give a shit because it's money in it for them. and the worst way to hurt a man like that, when he's trying to struggle and make a life for himself and build something, is to go into court and bring the court system, these white-owned institutions, to destroy this man and take him for his money and take him for his self-esteem, his self-worth, his value. That's what they're out to destroy.
Yeah, that's not right at all. And I always feel like the good baby mamas got the messed up baby daddies. The good baby daddies got the messed up baby mamas. But with Sherry, that's what I would have thought. Like, once the kids get older, y'all can at least be cordial. He said, no, ma'am, the card is revoked. You have no admission to the family functions. You are not permitted to the family barbecue.
No cookouts for you. No hamburgers with cheese on it.
Oh,
no
my
more.
God.
Nothing. You don't get that good piece of burnt chicken with the barbecue sauce burnt into the chicken. You don't get that no more. Them days are over.
Oh, it is on DC, and we have a big show coming up about that, don't we, Alex?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Stay tuned, you guys. So before we get out of here, I have to give my shameless plugs. And my shameless plugs are, there are a lot of great content creators in my chat right now. If y'all don't know who Madam Oracle is, make sure that y'all subscribe to my sister, both her pages, okay? And follow her journey, because she is her own unique person. She's not a follower or nothing like that. Shade if you want to take it like that. We got Room Shaker in the building. We have the Blueprint in the building. Make sure that y'all are supporting Entertainment Tea Uncut, okay? Because she has very great content. We got the food channel in here. Who else did we have in here? We had Amari in here. And to the people in the clouds, if you didn't drop down, I will support you too. But I don't know you're here because you're in the clouds.
Yeah,
and of course,
hide in the bushes. They hide in the bushes.
Right. So, of course, next to me, magnetic repellent. Make sure that you guys are tuned in to the magnetic repellent because he is not only just a great co-host, he is a great host by himself on his own. And he has great content and very great insight. So if you appreciate the perspective that he brings to old school versus new school, I think that you will really find him interesting on his channel, Magnetic Repellent.
Thank you, TheeEnicole, and I also want to say before we get out of here, because this was a Father's Day show, and we spoke about men and everything. I want to give a shout out to those great fathers, man. I mean, I know that there's a lot of men out here that don't handle their business or take care of their business, but a lot of men, a great majority of men do, and we got to focus on those men and stop focusing on the negative dudes that don't take care of their business. Because I'm offended. I'm offended when I hear these things and I'm like, can't we just celebrate our day without hearing women holler about I'm the mother and the father, happy Father's Day to me and all. Listen.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So I just want to celebrate the good fathers, the good men out here who have taken care of their business, who have taken other children that aren't theirs and seen them into adulthood. And because those stories don't get airplay. Yeah. Only the deadbeats get the airplay.
Yeah. And if you mad at your father because all he knew how to make was beanies and weenies when y'all was growing up, talk to that man.
Right.
That's your father. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I understand some people haven't had the greatest of fathers. Maybe your father abused you or your mother or something that is a deal breaker. But for the fathers who you just mad because you wanted $50 and he only had 35, like, come on now. That's your dad. Yeah. We have to start appreciating the family that we have.
Yes. Have the conversation. Don't be afraid to have the tough conversation because that's the only way that healing is going to take place. If you have these tough conversations, that's it.
The blueprint says, any men in North Carolina that need custody help, contact her.
Oh, there you go.
So this is a channel of support, not only just support, but we are here to assist in many different ways. So the email is everywhere on the screens, in my abouts and things like that. Like, we all have our time where we want to see a little mess. Hey, sister. Hey, Leia. We all have our time where we want to see a little ratchetness. We want to laugh a little bit at something messy. But it's also times for us to be serious and to have these hard conversations that Alex is talking about. Y'all know I'm with that. Like, we got to step our game up. The world is not going to get no better. It's actually getting worse by the hour.
Right. What's that great line in the Teddy Pendergrass song, Wake Up Everybody? The world don't get no better if we just let it be.
Right. Like, it takes effort. It takes effort to forgive. It takes effort to grow. It takes effort to be the better person. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean like better as in somebody's beneath you. I mean, pick your battles. Everything doesn't warrant a fight. Everything doesn't warrant an argument. Like, sometimes when people are combative or defensive like that, they might be going through something. You never know what a person is going through.
Right.
There's no excuse, but I'm just saying.
Some things are so minor and people turn them into a federal offense. It's like, it's so minor, it can be healed in a matter of minutes and people go weeks, months, years. Like you said, somebody stepped on your foot back in 1998 and you still not talking to them. It's like, really?
And some people just want to be heard because it seemed like, I just feel like all through my life, I've had come tell me your life story plastered on my forehead. And then lo and behold, all the careers that I chose, which is cosmetology, medical massage therapy, like, you wouldn't believe the things that people tell me. You know what I'm saying? Some people just need to be heard. Everybody wants to be heard. Even quiet, humble people want to feel like their voice is being heard.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it should be spotlighted on the men because men are taught so much to be strong. Don't show your emotions. You better not cry. Man up. men have a voice too. Men have emotions too. And we have to start paying attention to that. Like, how do you expect to be in a relationship and you want to be married and you want this husband to provide and hold you down when you don't even consider his feelings?
Yeah, that part.
So
we have to be made of steel, TheeEnicole.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah.
So give your dads a hug, give them another call today, and just tell them how much you appreciate them, or set up a lunch date if y'all ain't seen each other in a long time. But love on y'all families, you guys. Love on your families.
Yeah, and not just because they're blood, because some people are just toxic as fuck. So you have to know the difference, though. If something can be healed and it's just going to take a conversation or somebody to be the bigger person, then do that. Don't let that sit for 5-10 years. You know, please don't do that, because that's time. The one thing we can never get back is time.
Correct. And speaking of time, we'll be here same time, same place next Monday for Old School versus New School, and we'll see y'all later. Make sure y'all hit that like button for us, subscribe, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
Peace out.
Maybe before that, is some shit pop off. I don't know. Welcome to my galaxy. Welcome to my galaxy. This is TheeEnicole. You can always call me E, but don't never call me Nicole. Your presence is appreciated. Please be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe. It's always a vibe. In my galaxy.
Hey, it's Shawnee Frame from Ready to Love, and you are watching my girl, TheeEnicole.
Tasha Lyons telling you to tune into TheeEnicole.
This is Samson from Ready to Love, and you're tuned into TheeEnicole.
It's Winter from Love Mayor CC, and you're tuned in to TheeEnicole.